And we are live. We are live. We are live. I want to kick as well, but my space doesn't allow me. But I just kicked. And we are live. And I just did a little twerking thing there. And we are live, everybody, wherever you are across the world, across South Africa, across Africa, because that's how we do right here on Oram Pop. And we literally have our footprint everywhere and wherever this link finds you. Thank you so much for being with us on this beautiful afternoon. It just went 2 minutes after 3 o'clock, and the webinar has just started. We call this one International Women's Day Roundtable, where we'll be focusing on She Popped In as a gender feminine healthcare model. What is it? What is it all about? And how does it fit to International Women's Day? Well, it will be a mistake for me to just go on and not to wish my panelists a happy Women's Day, because I'm really, well, with the happy as the exception, of course, but also happy International Women's Day to you too, and every woman that is watching, and every woman that is around well, the world actually, because it is International Women's Day. My name is Vigan Kosi, and I'm your moderator for this one here webinar. And today's questions will come from myself and you. Of course, I'm inviting you. You can leave the comments on the comment section below. We are live on 3 platforms. It is StreamYard Live. We're also live on our Oram Facebook page. Also on our YouTube channel. You can simply use the hashtag #ShePoppedInRoundtable or hashtag International Women's Day or hashtag Embrace Equality. And you can be part of the conversation by asking questions or complimenting our ladies as we go through. Well, with that said, let me not even waste any more time and just jump straight into it and tell you who do I have as my panelists, with me this afternoon. I have Luyanda Zimela. Luyanda, if you can just, say hi and just give us a bit of I want to say a bio, but just tell us who you are, what you do, pageant style.
I lost you there.
Luyanda, did you get that?
I'm an introduction. Okay. Good afternoon, everyone. I am Luyanda Mzimela.
It looks like Luyanda is having a bit of, I think everyone is having a bit of technical issues there. Luyanda, we missed it. Let's start from the beginning.
Okay, sorry. I am Luyanda Mzimela at Pop in Tshwane. I am the lead or part of the transgender women team here. And I'm also HIV counselor, and I also work with the Centers of Excellence with Tato Ferrari.
Yeah. Alrighty. Thanks, Luyanda. And also, as part of my guest, we have Shade Kumalo, all the way from KZN. Shade, hi.
Hi everyone. My name is Shate Kumalo. I'm from Durban Umlazi. I work at Oram as a lay counselor, and I'm also a champion of transgender women at Oram.
With us, we have Beyonce Mabena, all the way from Eguruleni, also Tempton Park, but Eguruleni. Beyonce, hi. We can't hear you. You're muted. And I see that she's living.
Hi everyone. Hi V. My name is Beyonce Mabela. I am a trans champion for Ramp Up In and also a data capture and also doing the Census of Excellence with Tato Farai and Sister Mapaseka Mabena. Thank you.
It seems like we lost V there, ladies. I am so pushed to jump in and give Tebogo the platform I can never do this as V does. Please, apologies, Tabuko, over to you.
Hi guys, my name is Teboho Mofuneli, all the way from Babaton, Mpumalanga. I'm a trans woman. Currently, I'm not working, I'm unemployed, but I'm just like life goes on.
Thank you, Teboho. I see we haven't gotten V back, and he is the driver of this platform, and he has the entire thing. V, are you back? You're back. Great. I think while he gets in it, I will introduce myself.
Looks like everyone is frozen. Yeah, did I disappear? Was it me who disappeared?
Yes.
Let's see. Oh my God. All right. Did we? Okay. I think I disappeared. Mommy Pop, you were the one that I think was introducing yourself. Go ahead.
I tried to take your platform, but yeah, no, it's just too heavy of a duty for me to do. I think the bubbly energy I do not have. But good afternoon, everybody. My name is Tidi Chabani, also known as Mummy Pop In. I am a senior program manager with Oram Pop In. And yeah, thank you for the invite.
Mhm.
I'm honored to share
Thank you.
the platform with the ladies. Over to you, V.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for being with us, Mommy Pop. And Teboho, from all the way from Mpumalanga. I don't know if you got a chance to introduce yourself there, but go ahead. You are muted, Teboho. Unmute yourself.
Okay. Hi guys, my name is Mofuneli Tebuo once again. V, I already introduced myself. You were offline. I'm a trans woman. Yes, all the way from Babaton, Mpumalanga.
Thank you so much, Deborah, for making that time. Ladies, I really appreciate it. It
Thank
looks like because
you.
of load shedding and network issues, we are just going to have a bit of a disturbance throughout our live. But I'm asking my audience to bear with us as we do so. But let's just not waste time. Let's jump straight into it. Mommy Pop In, you have a presentation for us that speaks to gender affirming healthcare. Please take us through and then we will engage after it.
Yeah, just seeing the slides. Now I guess it's my turn. I think your network is super bad. I'm not really sure what you were saying, but I'll jump right into it. And I think mine is just to talk, what have we done as Pop In, to ensure that there is gender integration and gender equity, and that we are not biased, and that we are not leaving anyone behind, especially National Women's Day. I'm so honored to speak about one of the Uh-huh. Sorry, guys.
So
Can you hear me? Okay, great. Phew, sorry, I don't know what happened. We have low shedding, so I'm gonna try and bring my slides back. Can you guys see? Can you guys see my slides?
Yes, I can see your slide
Yes.
on my side.
Oh, great. Thank you, Leanda.
Yes, we can see your slide.
So I don't know where I got cut off. I think I was speaking to myself for a while there, but I'll start with just introducing what Pop In is about and what is it that we do. So we provide services, targeting men who have sex with men and transgender women along the entire continuum of care and prevention. So we look at HIV, TB, and STIs, and we are driven by men who have sex with men and transgender women in building a collaborative safe space. And as you have heard, some of our participants here are part of the Pop In staff. So we an empowering program that hires peers. And just for this session, I'm going to focus on our gender affirming healthcare modality that we have started in May of 2022. So, what is gender affirming healthcare? It is a model that attends at a transgender woman, holistically looking at mental, physical, and social well being, addressing the health needs. And with this case, with us as Pop In, we're ensuring that, we are addressing their sexual reproductive health, and that would be a huge part of it would be HIV in it. And how do we link, healthcare services to your gender, or who you are, rather? And just for this, and this slide, it is recycled from, the gender affirming healthcare pages in the South African HIV Clinician Society guidelines, just to link, the importance of healthcare services with transgender women. And here we look at stigma. How do we classify stigma? We are looking at psychological distress and social oppression. And if you zoom under social oppression, we're talking about victimization and barriers to healthcare. And then we also look at individuals where they internalize transphobia, and again you will see how social oppression would also link to psychological distress. I mean, if there's transphobia in the community and there's barriers to healthcare, as an individual, you start asking yourself questions. An individual would get depressed. They'll have low self-esteem, they'll have body shaming. So it's quite a lot of distress that an individual would go through, just also in relation with the social oppression that the society would would put on the transgender women. And that would then lead to decreased access of gender affirmation, and just also of healthcare services. And as we do KP sensitization, Tato and her team would cover a lot of these. And we also see that there is an increased need for gender affirmation just from the psychological distress. So if you follow the arrows, you'll see that the society would also, the stigmatization would lead to psychological distress. That would lead to a person saying, I cannot go there if I'm not going to, be myself. So they need to be gender affirmed. then that would also lead to an identity threat, and then leads to somebody needing access to gender affirmation. We look at the high risks from all of this. Then we're looking at sex for money or drugs or shelter, sex to obtain gender affirmation, that would be getting the some of the hormones at the back doors sometimes. And we've heard from some of our ladies that said they've gotten to that point because they were in need of gender affirmation, to happen to them as an individual, to feel the person they want to be, that they feel that they are, for them to be able to have self-esteem and, fit in the social norms, so to speak. And then it will also lead to unequal power in sexual relationships, where we're talking about condom engagement, or how do they communicate the use of condoms with their partners. And then also sex under an influence of substances such as chemsex. That is also one of the things that are now becoming practiced out there. And then the behavior would then lead to unprotected sex with serodiscordant partners, or a partner that has unknown status, or street hormones, like I said, and the backdoor hormones that they would buy, and heavy substance use. So that's how we actually link, the risky behavior and the high risk of acquiring HIV with gender affirmation. So, what are the components of our gender affirmation module? We look at, as I said, we look at biosocial, psychological. So, we would have like the primary healthcare component, which a client would come in, they will get screened for their mental health illness, they'll get screened for STIs, they get treatment as well. They'll be offered HIV testing services, prevention of HIV, and or treatment of it, TB screening, and it will differ per site. Currently, in our 5 sites, we have 2 sites that are doing TB treatment, and we have the other 3 that are referring to the local Department of Health facilities. We would also then treat any minor ailments that an individual would present with. And during that consultation, there would be bloods taken just for baseline, following again the the South African HIV Clinician Society, just to get them ready, to go get on our gender affirming healthcare module. They will also consult with a social worker, just to determine readiness of being on hormones. We want to ensure that they understand that there are pros and cons. Once you start on hormones, it is a lifelong regimen or therapy, and that there are things that cannot be reversed, such as development of breasts, hips, bums, and that there are others that can be reversed. So our social worker will break it down to an individual and explain exactly, and they would also do a baseline assessment on their mental health status, just a primary baseline one. And then when the medical doctor comes in for the consultation, they would then carry on with the screening just to probe further on what the individual answered on their mental health status questionnaire with the social worker. And then the medical officer will come in as well, look at the bloods taken. Now the results will be back. They would also do their own consultation. So the primary healthcare consultation will happen with an EMOT nurse, and then the social worker would have a consultation with the client, and then the medical doctor will come in and have their own consultation with the client, again going through each and every component with the client, making sure that if there is anything that needs to be treated, they are treating that. Just also reassuring the client, especially on drug to drug interactions that are now coming out, that clients who are on PrEP can should not take hormonal therapy, because hormonal therapy will decrease the concentration of tenofovir or FDC, all of that is coming out. So the medical officer will then address all those concerns that the client would have, right? And also, our medical officer would also then treat anything that the client is complaining about. So we're not really boxing these consultations. Our ladies are very free to talk to the medical officer on anything that interests them or that they are worried about. And then if the client is ready, the medical officer would also go through a consent form with the client, informed consent they would have to give before they are initiated on hormonal therapy. And then, we talk about transition surgery, which we do not do as pop, but we do talk about it so that the women know that, the hormones aren't going to surgically do other things. We know that needs a surgical procedure, such as, changing of the genitals, the apple of Adam as well. So we do cover all of those. And as V has said, we named the gender affirming healthcare module as She Popped In, following our name, Pop In. And this was specific for the gender affirming healthcare. And we wanted it to be fun. We're such a fun program, and we wanted to ensure that the ladies, belong, that they are integrated within the program. As said, we established it in May of 2022. I've already talked about the comprehensive services that are provided by our new mods, our medical doctor and social workers. Currently, to date, we have 145 women on hormonal therapy. And they come in on a monthly basis. They do see a social worker, and it's not like a boxed thing again, where we say if you have an appointment with a social worker on the 3rd of March, you can only come in there. No, they do access the social worker when and whenever they need them. And also, a new mod is available anytime for the ladies to come in. And then they would see the medical doctor on appointment. So She Popped In pathway really talks about, the journey to the individual becoming who she sees herself to be, right? So we look at it as as it starts, that they would discover themselves, they join our empowerment group sessions, where they would be, with other ladies, sort of like a support group. And, they're able to talk about their challenges, their journeys. They would create a WhatsApp group whereby you get like some sort of support. They get a few side effects. Some ladies have said they get hot flashes, and, if you have somebody else who's going through the same thing, it makes it better, right? And then, like I talked about, our in-house services, they have access to that. And our empowerment sessions are very nice. At every point that we meet with the ladies, we never miss a chance to talk about HIV prevention, JUA protection. We never miss a point to talk about adherence to ART, adherence to PrEP. And of course, we make it fun. We talk about makeup. You can see the ladies on the webinar already. Their makeup is good. We talk about makeup. We talk about fashion tips and all of that. And they will have then the doctor and social worker consultations, hormonal therapy, and then she becomes a confident woman, I would say. That's what the structure illustrates, I think. Yeah. And as I talked about the dispensing of hormonal therapy, we use Estrofem, and the medical doctor would dispense for us. We have a pharmacist that does dispensing to the medical doctor on the days that the ladies are appointed to see the medical doctor. And they would have filled an enrollment form and informed consent as well. And then our clients are clinically managed while they are on hormonal therapy. We are monitoring them using the South African HIV Clinician Society guidelines. And we have an SOP that we have developed that is a standard operating procedure to make sure that the monthly visits are scheduled accordingly, and that, you know, there is a flow that we follow to make sure that, you know, we do not miss any woman, and to make sure that we do not miss anything. The bloods are seen as the women come in, and also bloods are taken, monetary bloods are taken as the women come in for follow-ups as well. And I'll end it there. Thank you so much.
And with that, we give you a round of applause and a cake and a something and a lot of things all at once. Thank you so much for me, Pop. And ooh, I'm hearing sound. Daisy, you can mute there. I think I'm hearing myself on the background. So the model is, from what I'm getting, a response, I guess, to some of the questions that I had here when we pop in with regards to inequalities that some of the women, especially transgender women, would you say that gender affirming healthcare is a direct response or is a response to other issues that are faced by transgender women in the community?
May I ask that you repeat? Like, there's a screeching sound, so I could not hear you properly. Please.
I'm getting the twitching sound as well. I don't know if it's coming from me or the team there. Ladies, if you are not speaking, let's try to mute. I think, yeah, it can't be from me. I've muted. But I was saying, Marie Popin, gender affirming healthcare or She Popin sounds like a response to some of the inequalities that the ladies would go through. Would that be the correct assumption, that She Popin is a response to some of the inequalities that transgender women go through or experience?
Absolutely, yes, it is. And I think it is more than that. It's not just She Popped In that is, trying to address the inequalities, but it's Pop In as a program as well that is also trying to address the inequalities by, giving employment to transgender women. I like making this example, and I say, if you walk into any bank, any at a shopping center, any other shop, do you meet a transgender woman that is client facing, that is a receptionist? Have you been assisted by one when you walk into your bank? And as Popin, we pride ourselves with that, to say we are pioneers in South Africa, hiring peers, giving opportunities to transgender women, and making sure that there is equality. On top
Yeah.
of that, we also then implementing She Popped In, which then addresses the stigma, the internalized transphobia that comes with, the society, that comes with the individual as well, because they aren't gender affirmed. They want to look as they feel, and we give them that. So it is like a continuum of factors, V.
Yeah. I want to also touch on, you touched on empowerment, but I want to say, how does then the empowerment look? I mean, if we walk into banks, like you are saying, we don't see or we are not met with a transgender woman at the reception, or as a bank teller or a bank clerk, or when you go to a food market store, whatever, we're not met with them a lot of times. How is the empowerment model within the program helping that? How is it empowering the ladies to say, after the journey or while through the journey, here are some opportunities, or here's where you can come and look for these opportunities, or here's a link to these opportunities? How does that work?
So maybe let me talk about the empowerment session, or the empowerment model. We adapted it from Susan Keel's, right? And the idea there is, to ensure that we are spreading prevention for men who have sex with men and transgender women, HIV prevention, care and treatment that Popin would provide. But on top of that, look at, the other factors that could be making them not to access healthcare. What are those? But in doing that, we have to work with the peers, because how are we to provide the savers if we aren't using people who are the ones that are suffering from not getting all of these? So empowerment really, it looks at an individual holistically, where we're not just focusing on your healthcare, we're focusing on your psychosocial well-being. We're also making sure that you have a friend to lean on. So at the empowerment sessions, they get to share their stories, which aren't so strange, I would say.
Yeah.
Someone else has the same story. Over to you, V. You're frozen.
All right. Thank you so much, Mary Poppy. I think that model is what I need to stick to it, and and ask you: do you think that transgender women are given equal opportunities? I mean, you can look at how you have transitioned, or how your journey has been throughout until now. Do you think that transgender women are given equal opportunities, or get to experience equal opportunities?
Good afternoon again. I didn't hear your question properly, but I'll answer. You asked about equality. V. I think we lost V.
Yeah, it looks like that. Do
Did
you want to
anyone
carry
hear
on
the
and answer
question?
maybe Luyanda while he catches up?
Okay, I didn't hear his question properly, but I heard something about equality.
Yes, it was.
Okay.
Yeah.
From my view, I feel, and I think that it's as transgender women, we don't have equality in society. From my view, I feel.
Luyanda?
Yes.
Oh,
Could you kindly repeat your question for me, V?
Can you hear me? Go ahead.
Please repeat your question.
You are not winning with your network. We are the first to see will continue to present.
She has them.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Okay, let me just speak. I'll just speak. Okay, I'll carry on from where I left off. I think that there's no equality as such, even though some people may say that they have accepted transgender women as women, but I feel like society and the community and even people that our own peers don't have that much respect for us transgender women in our lives. So I think it will take a very long time for us to get into people's, not really heads, but make it a norm for people to accept and love us as transgender women, for us to feel equal. I think I've answered what he was trying
Thank
to
you.
ask me.
Yes, Luanda, you have. Thank you. I think V has like dire technical problems, so I'm gonna try and jump in as well, just with the questions. Maybe we bring in Beyonce. Beyonce, can you share with us what are some of the challenges you've experienced as a transgender woman, please? Please unmute yourself. Thank you.
Good afternoon again. Okay, some of my challenges, there are many challenges that I face each and every day as a trans woman. First, you have to, people are just, uh, people are sorry, the sexual orientation and they just link it with gender identity. What do I mean about that? They expect each and every trans woman to if they hook up with you, they would ask you random question. Are you going to I am going to penetrate you, or are you going to penetrate me? Or like they have this weird thing going about the LGBTIQ plus community, and also regarding us not treated well in the bathrooms, meaning in the toilets. You go to the toilets, there's no sign for us that it's visible that this is the toilet for trans women. There's only a sign for only female and male. What about us? Where do we belong in our? And also regarding the healthcare center, I remember I've once accessed the clinic wanting to access the hormonal replacement therapy, but they said they don't have, and they don't offer the services for transgender women as a whole. So that with me, it was very hurting because I needed a hormone very bad as a trans woman because I can't live without hormones. So I had to go in a black market to access the trifossils, the prevention pills, trifossils, and there were no blood that were taken, and also there were no blood that are taken or monitoring, and also there was no doctor, social worker to take me through the journey. It was quite difficult because I would be always be dizzy, feel like vomiting each and every time. I feel lazy each and every day. So it was hard as a trans woman. And also the discrimination in the street, it's insane. It's insane because you have to explain yourself each and every time that you are a transgender. It means you are a woman, but
Yeah.
you were assigned as a male at birth, but you are a female. Then cisgender people would say, "Oh, you are a looker like a lady." It means you are not. You are a technological lady. You're not a real lady. And also regarding the surgery, it's something else. Like if you can like want to access surgery, you will be in a waiting list of about 25 years, and then waiting list in some of our public healthcare. And if you want, you want so serious, it means I would spend a decade of my life without being affirmed, meaning
Yeah.
I'll be 60 years when I'm being affirmed. Like
Thank you.
that's insane. That's insane.
Yeah, it's
Because
insane. Thank you, Beyonce, for sharing your experience. And I mean, it's dark. It's really dark just listening to what you had to go through. And I think it's still what you still go through, especially with the toilets, being so female and male. And it's still what a lot of trans women go through with regards to explaining yourself with regards to who you are as a transgender woman. And for me, I mean, what you see, I mean, really, what else do you want to see? I
what
feel
else
like
do you wanna see?
exactly, what else do you want to see? You see me as a woman, isn't that good enough?
Yeah.
But thank you, Beyonce, for sharing that. It is really dark, and I'm hoping that as we continue with our sensitization module with Tado, that the more we sensitize, the healthcare facilities. And remember, if we sensitize the healthcare facilities, we are really sensitizing the communities, because who works at the healthcare facilities? The community itself, and also us being out there outreaching, we are also sensitizing the community, and I like that. But I want to move to Teboho. I see we've lost Teboho a little bit there. Maybe Teboho will come back, but while Teboho tries to come back, Shade, welcome back, Shade. What are some of the issues you think your fellow sisters are faced with in 2023? Beyonce, you can mute. Thank you. Shade, over to you. Please unmute.
Okay, sorry. So I think the rejection that our sisters are facing it from home first, because if you know that you're not accepted at home, it's really hard to come out and be the woman who you want to be, especially when you know that you are a woman, but your home, your family, your people who you trust and love don't accept you. It's becoming a really challenging. That's what I'm facing most of the time of the transgender women who on our session, because they're facing that and they need a real help about that, about coming out. Even though I know it's not like you need to come out as a transgender woman, because when you grow up, they see and they know that you are a woman, and they see the beautiful and the braveness in you, that you're such a beautiful woman. And it's said that you need to come out and you need the love, and also the acceptance from them. So for me, that is the challenging that we are facing at the moment from ladies and other sisters that I know.
Yeah. Thank you, Shade. And I'm sure, for some of the ladies that come in the deep rural areas, the challenges are also very dire. But thank you for sharing, Shade. Teboho, thank you for coming back. So we over to you now, and we would like you to share with us, your transitioning journey. Has it been easy? How did you start?
Yeah, it was quite a journey. But what I can say is that we need support from our loved one. The journey was not smooth. When I started my transitioning journey, I think it was 2019, I started with the black market. So basically, what happens, you buy your hormones from people. You buy your hormones on the black market, but you don't have support. You don't know anything about whatever that you're doing. You're just clueless. But one thing that I've realized is that the journey has been going easily now because I'm I'm easily accessing my HRT at Oram, so things are much easier and better. But the support, it's still a bit, yes. But what I can say is that we need to be more supported. Our parents, our loved ones need to support us more. That's what I think can make the journey to be more easier. But so far, it has been a good journey. I'm on my HRT. I see development, and things are going well so far.
Oh, wow. Okay. Those are lovely news. They were, and also, I think I fully agree with you that, we need our family, to join in. And I know that there are struggles, with regards to family, the family saying how do we support our child who's transgender. So I know in the pipeline, Pop In is going to is developing actually a booklet, like sort of like some kind of guide for the parents to say this is how it starts. And I know that we've already started the work in Umgungundlovu and trying to bring in harmony on it. I know there's been parents that have popped in with their child, needing some kind of support from Pop In family. Harmony, can you touch a bit on that? And while you touch on it, you yourself as a recipient of She Popped In, how has that assisted you as an individual?
First of all, I will start by um, being so appreciative for the opportunity that have been given by Pop In, and because when I joined the She Popped In program, I was very happy. I was very happy that finally I've got to embark this journey of becoming the person that I've always wanted to become. As a transgender woman, it has immensely assisted me and helped me in defining, discovering, exploring myself as a transgender woman, and without being judged, without being adjudicated. And it has also improved my mental health, because sometimes I'll feel like I'm going crazy because I've always wanted this, but it's been very difficult to get such medical assistance. And you know that such medical assistance, it's very hard to reach. It's very hard. It's very expensive. So it's very good. It's been very good with me, and to get the medication that will finally align my body with my gender identity, with my gender expression. So yeah, thank you so much.
Thank you, Harmony, for sharing. And I mean, I would like to go to the comments, as View would do. Guys, I'm feeling in big shoes. I have no idea how View would literally jump from us and then jump to the comments. But we do see the comments popping on the bottom of the screen, and we are so grateful that people have joined in. Please send us your comments. I think the conversation will also continue offline as well. But I want to bring in Miss Mzimela, and I would like you to share, your journey as an employed transgender woman. How does it feel? Is the environment welcoming? Do you feel that you are integrated in the program? Are your needs addressed? Share with us, please.
First of all, I would like to thank the honor, and I would like to thank Mommy Pop In for making us or giving us occupation, because we wouldn't be working anywhere else besides Pop In. Because in other organizations or workplaces, it's hard to get a job there, because you present yourself with a CV that's written something else, but you present yourself as someone else. So I would just like to thank you for that, and I would like to thank you for giving us access to hormones. I mean, I've thanked you in person, but I feel like I should thank you live as well, so that everyone can see that. I really appreciate it, me, myself, and my sisters. We are very, 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 very thankful for you. Without you, I don't know where we would be. Okay. Back to my question. I think that being here is very, it's very uplifting to be around people that understand you and understand your needs, and understand that when you're going through a certain stage or time of the month, um, you are a certain way. So working here is it's helpful for women like me, and I hope that other ladies feel the same way too, because there's no there isn't any kind of discrimination. We are loved. We understood. No one will mispronounce you, or no one will call you by your date name. So it's very. I'm out of words. I really appreciate and I love working here. It's like a second home to me, because I'm here from Monday to Friday, sometimes Saturdays. So yeah, at this workplace, it's perfect for me.
Lovely, lovely, Luanda. Thank you so much. You almost got me crying there. With your sweet words. I love you. I love you, ladies. But I want to jump, because I see everybody, throwing hearts, and I see all the ladies here, wanting to share a little bit. And I'm just gonna open it up, and I'm gonna give you one first, and we'll follow with Harmony. And also, you are part of an employed minority of trans women. How does that feel? You are muted, lady. Thank
Hi everyone again. I don't know how to thank you again, because I've never thought I would be employed as a trans woman and live freely about myself without being judged in a community where I've not been judged. I'm very, very happy about you, Mpati, to provide us with employment, because many trans women out there, they are not being employed, ever being employed. They are being discriminated. I remember after maybe 20 interviews that I've went through and they were not successful. They were not successful not because I'm not qualifying to do the job, but because the transphobic and the discrimination, and they also didn't know where to place me in a workplace. But when I arrived in Oran Pop In, I remember it was 2019. I started as a core group member, and it was it was me volunteering because I'm an activist. I'm also a trans vocalist, and also I've been enjoying performing in the LGBTIQ plus community and also in oral popping. So it started small and it grew to being an intern, to being absorbed as an intern. And it was so amazing because I've had to share to work in Park Town in head office where I have to sit with big bosses and speak my voice out and have and being in a decision making. It was insane. I feel like crying because the journey, it's impeccable. It's something, it's great. And also I was absorbed in 2021 as a data capture. Then with my strength of doing extra, I was recognized to be also a trans champion, where I have to be close with trans women, protect them, take them through the journey, and warm them with my warm hand. It's so insane. Trust
Thank
me.
you. Thank you, V. Listen, I'm not catching you, girl. Sorry. I thought you were wrapping up, but I'm glad you are sharing. And I just wanted to quickly pop there by Joy Jones' comment there that says society needs to be educated. Yes, absolutely. Yes, Joy, we agree with you. And that ladies face battles daily, but choose to stay positive. So I think kudos to you, ladies, that despite the challenges, here you are, facing the day. And thank you, Joy, for the comment. And she says that she salutes you. Yay! We love that. And Nompumelelo Makwakula, they're saying that Pop-In is doing such amazing work. Thank you so much, Nompumelelo Makakula. But I want to come back to Tebogo, because I think you touched on a very serious point, Tebogo, rather, talking about family. And I want us to come back to that and to say, how important is it to tell your family that you're transitioning? Is there support, of dire need? How important is it for one to say, listen, guys, I need to tell you something. I am officially transitioning and you're going to start seeing changes in me.
No, it's not easy at all, because first of all, you are born this way and you want to transition in becoming the person that you are not. That's what my mom always told me, that you are a male, you are not a female. So you can't change, and I can't support you in this. So it's very touching, because what I know is that we need belonging, we need love, and we need support. But we don't get such from our family, mostly our parents, because to them it's just like you are doing something that is taboo, something that is against the culture. It's like it's very, very touching, because what I know is that we want support, but we are getting support from institutions like Pop In, but within our families we don't get any kind of support.
Yeah. Yeah. Thank you, Tebuho, for
So it,
sharing.
it
And
it's not easy at all.
yes. Yes. I mean, just for you to touch on, that your mom says, I mean, you are male. I mean, why do you want to transition? I'm sure a lot of ladies can attest to that, even if it doesn't come from their mothers, but from somebody from the society that says, but you're male, why do you want to transition? You know, that on its own can really cause damage and depression to an individual, right? But I want to bring in Harmony. Harmony, when you do the empowerment sessions as part of the Transgender Women Champions, do you address equality, opportunity, gender-based violence? What other topics do you address?
Yes, we do talk about equality, opportunity, and lastly, gender-based violence, because we are here. We're striving for success. All of us, we're striving for success as well. Yeah. So, in that being said, we all need an opportunity. We all need to be treated equally. We not to be treated like fairly. So, to that being said, we also talk about legal parts, to explain all the procedures of changing the gender markers after my fellow sisters have completed their hormonal reassignment, hormonal therapy. So we always discuss those kind of topics, and including beauty, makeup, fashion. Yeah.
Thank you, Harmony. And I mean, and for somebody who's listening here, Luyanda, what is a gender marker? What is the process of changing a gender marker?
Okay, in a nutshell, gender marker is when you change your ID from your dead name and your old ID number that says male. So the process is you get a letter from your doctor, and then you also get another letter from either from your psychologist or your social worker. Then you take two of those letters, you take them to the home affairs. You go to the birth birth certificate place. Just ask them about gender markers. They do know. If they tell you they don't know, they're lying to you. So you just go there, and then you fill in letters, and then you change your name if you would like to change your name to someone else, and then you change your name to another name, not someone else. Oh my God. Then you change your name to the name that you prefer, and then you just fill in a few details. Your mother's details are very important. Then they send it through to head office. I think it's in Pretoria, and then it comes back in a few months. Comes back as a ID number, then you must do a birth certificate again, and then you do your ID again. And then you are born again, and then you have a new birthday. Not really birthday, but you're a new woman, you're a new person. That man that was born is gone.
Yeah. Yeah, like you've buried the man you were born as, right? Over to you, Harmony, and then Beyonce, and then we're gonna wrap up.
Talking about equality, I also wanted to like emphasize on that we also need transgender women or any members from the LGBTQI community to go and represent us in the parliament, so they can voice out for those, so they can advocate for those who are voiceless. We are voiceless because we have no one in the parliament who are stating for us, because we have a lot of needs that they are failing to accomplish for us. We have a lot that what we want the government to do for us. As for making the gender affirming healthcare recognized in all the hospitals, including the regional and the district hospitals. So yeah, and also to end the stigma, to end discrimination, because that can, it breaks us, because we end up struggling from gender dysphoria, and that leads us from, that takes us to depression, anxiety. It's a lot. It's a lot.
Yeah, snaps to you, Harmony. I think advocacy, it's really needed in South Africa. And also Spuso Makatini saying we also need to sensitize religious leaders as well. I feel like, yeah, our sensitization should be opened, right? So just a minute each, and power to you, Harmony, Bamtoko Zitlamini, and a lot of hot loves, ladies, that we are getting on the comments box. I say there's one that's saying we love you, Harmony, like yes, Sade, and yes, Beyonce, yes, and they're saying, Mommy, pop in for president. So you see, Harmony, I would be the South African president that gender family healthcare will be in a primary healthcare setting, right? Accessible to all. Inequality would be cancelled, and we'll be talking about integration, as we've been saying. And just to give Luyanda, I'll give you 30 seconds to say your last comments, and then give Beyonce, and then we close. You have muted yourself, ma'am. You've muted again, Luyanda.
No.
Yes.
The host muted me.
Carry on.
Just thank you for this platform. This doesn't happen every day, that women like us are shown live on social media. I hope you'll be live on TV one day. And I love Harmony's comment on seeing trans women up there. I mean, I've always loved seeing women in management, seeing women, trans women in as doctors, as lawyers, and for other younger transgender women to see that you don't just have to be beautiful. You can be like any other women and empower other transgender women who are growing up, and role models as well.
Thank you, Luyanda. Beyonce, unmute yourself, please, ma'am.
I would like to say Oran Popin has been wonderful, great, because also as a trans woman, we need also a psychosocial support throughout. Because I remember back in the days where I used to always have high testosterone, where I have to approach each and every guy, but now because of the hormonal replacement, I'm settled as a trans woman, and I'm able to live my true self as a woman. And each and every time I see change in myself, even if how little it is, it makes me excited and makes me want to live and see the next day. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Beyonce. We love that comment. And then, Debuho, your last words, please, or last comments, and then Harmony, and then we close. Debuho, I think Debuho is stuck. Harmony, do you want to jump in?
I'm thankful for the opportunity, especially to be put in this platform of expressing ourselves, expressing our feelings, showing that you are allowing us to share our opinions. And yeah, thank you so much. Thank you so much. And I'm also grateful to being part of the team Pop In. I'm very grateful. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Debuho, I'm not sure if you're back. Are you back, ma'am? Do you want to unmute and say a few words so we can close? I don't think Debuho is back. And thank you so much to people watching. I tried to fill such a huge role today, V's role that's very energetic, and that would keep everybody glued to the screens. I hope I was able to do that for every single one of you watching. Thank you for the love that you've shared with us on your comment sections. Happy International Women's Day to every beautiful woman. Whether you're trans or not, you are a woman. We are here to ensure that there is gender inequality, gender equality and gender integration, within the societies. So have yourself a blessed afternoon, everybody. Thank you from Mommy Pop In and the Pop In family. We love you.